Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our afternoon game here today. Gym, where the Golden Eagles of Brownsville, Hanna come into the town to go up against the Chargers of Brownsville Veterans. Both these teams coming out of their first game of district play back on Tuesday. Brownsville Hanna losing on Tuesday to San Benito 3-1, puts them at 0 wins and 1 loss headed to today's matchup. And Brownsville Veterans coming off a victory over Harlingen 3-1, and that puts them up 1-0 in district play. Other matchups in this conference, 32-6A. We also have Los Fresnos visiting San Benito today as Harlingen will be taking their bye. And we'll take a look at the current standings. Brownsville Veterans currently number 1 as they have their 1 victory. In second, we have San Benito, who will be playing Los Fresnos today, which puts the Falcons at number 3 here in district. And the number 4, Harlingen, losing to Brownsville Veterans. And the number 5, Brownsville Hanna, trying to come back from their loss against San Benito. So both teams right now currently finishing up warm-ups with about 3 minutes left to play. And when we come back, we'll be doing some player introductions and get this game underway. Stay with us here on the RSO Network.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
There's no place like Sharyland ISD. Returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sharyland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
South Padre Island. Enjoy endless activities for all ages. Then dance the night away with live music. Savor fresh seafood and discover unique food trucks and shop our charming boutiques. What are you waiting for? Escape the everyday at South Padre Island.
Time to take a new look, and maybe your first look at Buick. If smart, hip, and affordable is for you, Buick's your brand. For you, Buick, Brownsville, Texas.
And we are back on the RSO network here on the BISD channel. Some players to look out for on the Brownsville Hanna side. Number 12, Jolet Osil. And over the Brownsville veterans side, we're looking at player number 7, Sofia Saiz. Two very dynamic players, both players very good in the line of the net. And as we get set here for today's matchup, we have Coach Hoskins over from the Brownsville veterans side and Coach Hagman over the Brownsville Hanna side, as both teams get their last minute preparations as we get set here live in Brownsville, Texas. So those of you just joining us, Brownsville veterans coming out of a victory on Tuesday in their first matchup of district play as they defeated Harlingen, the Cardinals. So they're currently 1-0 in district play. And Brownsville Hanna trying to come back from their loss against San Benito as they lost 3-1, looking for their first win here in district play. So it looks like we're trying to get some last minute equipment fixes going. And both teams huddling up, getting ready to get things underway. So we're going to go to one more commercial break as they have the player introductions, and we'll have it side by side here. But when we return, here on the RSO network on the BISD channel.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
At Marine Military Academy, we educate those who dare to achieve. Those eager to control their future before it controls them. Those who can follow a path so they can eventually make their own. Those ready to join in order to stand out. Welcome to MMA, Forging Tomorrow's Leaders.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
summer, it's time for mimosas and brunch with the girls. A beachside lunch with the kiddos. Delicious bayside burgers. And world-famous fried shrimp with a cold one. South Padre Island has your breakfast, lunch, and dinner plans covered. Book your summer getaway today. Visit sopadre.com.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big.
Fiber, this is our home. Take a look at what we do.
Testing mic check, 1, 2. Here we go, folks. Players have been introduced, the national anthem has been sung, and we are ready to get this first set underway as the Golden Eagles of Brownsville, Hanna are going up against the Lady Chargers. And away we go as we get this set underway. The Lady Golden Eagles send it over, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here comes the set. Spike and recovered by Brownsville Hanna. Hanna now with the return, hits it out of bounds, and we're going to start this off with Brownsville veterans with the first point of today's matchup. Serving for the Lady Chargers, we have number 1, Lola Aguilar for veterans. Doesn't get over the net, and that's going to go to Brownsville Hanna. And we now have a tie game. Serving for Brownsville Hanna, number 12, Jolette Osil, one of our players we're going to be looking out for tonight or this afternoon. Here's veterans with the setup. They can't get it through. Point goes to Brownsville Hanna. Some early miscues so far from the veteran side, looking to bounce back as Jolette continues to serve for the Lady Eagles. And an ace for Jolette will give Brownsville Hanna the 3-1 lead now. And the Brownsville Golden Eagles looking to set it up here. Don't get it through the net, and that's going to go to Brownsville Veterans. As the Lady Chargers now down by 1. And there comes a serve picked up by Golden Eagles as they set the ball over. And the Lady Chargers now with the set for the return. A big spike will give that point to the Lady Chargers. And that was scored by number 21, Haley Mejia. And now we are tied 3-3. That's going to go out of bounds. Great awareness by the Lady Eagles. That's going to give them the point. And we now have a 4-3 Hanna lead. Serving for the Lady Eagles now, number 11, Anali Cruz. As Veterans gets the point from the kill to tie it up now, 4-4. Substitution being made on the Eagles sideline as Veterans get set to serve now. In comes the serve, picked up by the Golden Eagles. Here comes the set. Nice hit, and that's going to give the Brownsville Hanna a point. That was number 9, Karina Cordova, with the attack there. And that'll put Brownsville Hanna back up 5-4. So Karina Cordova now serving for the Lady Eagles. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. And they're going to get this one over the net. They do so. And here come Brownsville Hanna with the fake setup, but doesn't get it over the net. That's going to go to Brownsville Veterans. And the score is now 5-5. Substitution being made on the veteran side. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Eagles. Gonna hit it and blocked, but picked up by Hanna. Continue to get over the net, and they do. Nearly missed by the Lady Chargers as they send the ball over the net. And Brownsville Hanna now with the setup for the return. Just gonna lob it over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Nearly deflected. And a big hit, but will go out of bounds. Point goes to Brownsville Hanna. Serving for the Lady Eagles now, number 6, Melissa Gallardo. And here comes the serve, picked up by the Chargers. Gonna lob it over the net. Nobody goes for it, and that's gonna go to Brownsville Veterans. Substitutions being made on both sides. And we now have a 6-6 score here. Serving for the Lady Chargers, I believe is number 5, Eliana Rodriguez. As one of the Veterans players trying to get some things cleared up with the officials. And away we go. Here's the setup. It's gonna lob it over the net. Almost missed by the Chargers, and here comes the return. Picked up by Brownsville Hanna with the fake set and in. Great point there for Brownsville Hanna. It's gonna put them up now 7-6. And here we go. That's going to go out of bounds. Point goes to Brownsville Hanna again. And they now have an 8-6 lead. And in we go, but the serve will go out of bounds. That's going to go to Brownsville Veterans. And serving it now are the Lady Chargers. In comes the serve, picked up by Hanna. Here comes the setup for the return. Big hit and picked up by the Chargers as they look to send it over, and they do, almost out of bounds. Picked up by Hanna. Here comes the return. Blocked by the Chargers, and point goes to the Chargers. And we now have a tie game, 8-8. Serving for Brownsville veterans, number 13, Marilyn Beltran. In comes the serve, picked up by the Golden Eagles. Blocked, but will go out of bounds. That's going to go to Brownsville Hanna. And they now have a 9-8 lead. Substitution now being made as the Golden Eagles are now set to serve. Get it over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Here's the setup for the return. And will not be enough for the Eagles to return. That point's going to go to the Lady Chargers. Substitution again by Brownsville veterans. In it comes number 1 for veterans, Lola Aguilar, as she makes her way to serve for Brownsville veterans. Here the Golden Eagles with a high ball there, with a spike, and that's going to go in for Brownsville Hanna. And Brownsville Hanna now with the lead. Substitution now made by Brownsville Hanna. In comes number 6, Melissa Gallardo. And Hanna now up to serve. There goes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the kill, picked up by Hanna. And they're just going to send this one over. Not enough for a good setup, picked up by veterans. Fake setup, picked up by Hanna. Here's the return. And veterans back with the return now. Doesn't get it through. Brownsville Hanna picks it up. Fake setup again and recovered. Veterans now with the return. Doesn't get the point. Hanna now with the return. And again, still going. Veterans with the hit and in. That's going to go to the Chargers as we now have a 10-10 game. Substitutions being made on the veteran side. Now we believe we have number 12 serving for the Lady Chargers, Itzel Parra for the Lady Chargers. And it comes a serve, almost missed by the Golden Eagles. They're just going to send this over, and they do. Nearly missed as they get the ball over the net, but that's going to go out of bounds. Good. Brownsville Hanna, and they'll be back up 11-10. A lot of back and forth points going on. A great first set from both teams. Let's see who wants it more and comes away with the victory in the first set. Hanna now with the serve. Gets it over the net, and that's going to go out of bounds. Brownsville veterans also with the awareness will tie the game up. Substitution now for the Lady Eagles. In comes number 8, Sol Guzman. And here we go. High return there for Hanna. With the return, does get picked up by the Chargers as they send the ball back. And in it goes. Veterans now with the lead, 12-11 as they continue to move through. And serving for the Lady Chargers, I believe is number 22. That's going to be Destiny Bose. In comes the serve. Nearly missed on the return, picked up by the back. And picked up again by Brownsville Hanna. Veterans now with the fake set will send the ball over. Doesn't get the block through and in for Brownsville Hanna. And again, folks, a tie game. Substitution for Brownsville Hanna. In it comes now number 13, Zoe. Point goes to. And here we go. Nearly missed that return there. Brownsville Hanna with the return. Chargers now looking for a way to bounce back. With a powerful head over the net. They don't get it through, and point goes to Brownsville veterans, as they now have a 2-point lead. Here comes the serve. Lady Eagles with the return. Doesn't get it blocked. Still able to recover it. Going to go to Brownsville, Hanna. Serving for the Lady Eagles, Melissa Gallardo. Lady Chargers don't get it over the net again, and that's going to go to Hanna again. Here come the Eagles with the serve. Get it over the net. Lady Chargers for the setup. And a nicely return as they get the return back. Get it too far, and point will go to Brownsville Veterans. Substitutions now being made on both sides. As the Lady Chargers now getting set for the serve. Serving for Brownsville Veterans, I believe, is number 1, Lola Aguilar. We'll double check in just a sec. As Browns turn it, and they do, picked up by the Chargers. So here we go. Veterans with the serve again with a 2-point lead here in the first set. Just gets it over the net. Not able to be returned. That's going to be an ace for the Lady Chargers. And Coach Hagman and the Lady Eagles will call a timeout. Score 17-14. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue on with our first set here.
I want to be a doctor.
Recognized academic programs, championship athletics, and distinguished fine arts. Success isn't just a goal, it's our tradition. The best choice for your child's journey is Brownsville ISD.
We are back on the RSL network as the Lady Chargers have a 3-point lead over Brownsville Hanna, 17-14, still in this first set. As the officials are making sure everything is set and ready to go here. Brownsville Veterans, as they now build on their lead, 18-14. And serving for the Lady Chargers is Rodriguez for Brownsville Veterans. Serve goes too far and will go out of bounds. That'll put Brownsville Hanna back on the board by 3. Serving for Brownsville Hanna, number 8, Sol Guzman. And in comes the serve. Almost gets the ace, but picked up by the Chargers. And here comes the setup. And the hit, picked up by Hanna. Here comes the return now. They're just going to lob it over the net, and they do. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup now with a hit. And going to go too powerful now. That's going to go to... And they now have a 19-15 lead. Marilyn Beltran for Brownsville Veterans. And in comes the serve, but will go out of bounds. Point goes to Brownsville Hanna. Up next to serve for Hanna, the libero number 2, Ale Segura, coming in for the serve. And here come the Lady Chargers looking for the return, picked up by Hanna. Here's the setup. Blocked by the Chargers. Would have gone out, but the Brownsville Veterans. Chargers now with a 20-16 lead. Now serving for the Lady Chargers, number 1. That's going to be Lola Aguilar. Hanna with the hit. A great kill for Brownsville. Substitutions now being made for Brownsville Veterans. as number 12, Itzel Parra, is up to serve now for the Lady Chargers. Here we go, the serve picked up by Hanna. Here comes the setup now with the hit. Just gets it over, just get picked up. Veterans trying to get their way to stay alive. Just gonna send it veteran side and picked up. Veterans got it, and Hanna still picks it up the last second. Here's the setup again from the Lady Chargers, blocked. And that will go to Brown. Lady Eagles now with a 3-point deficit, looking to bounce back as they try to continue to make their way back up for this first set. Hanna now with the set, with serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. They send it over, picked up by Hanna, goes too far, not able to be picked up. That's gonna go to Brownsville Veterans. As the substitution now being made for both sides. And Brownsville Veterans only needing 3 points to close out this first set. Picked up by Hanna. Here's the setup. Gonna send it over. Quick return, that'll give the point to the Lady Chargers as they now only need 2 points.
Inspiring September, Sherryland ISD is going gold and supporting the Greater Gold Foundation for Childhood Cancer Awareness. Join our fierce battle to fight like a kid and make a lasting impact in the fight against childhood cancer. Together, the Sherryland ISD community can light up the world with hope and strength. Sherryland ISD, leading the charge in the fight for a brighter future. Let's unite and make a difference.
South Padre Island. Enjoy endless.
And we are back on the RSO network. Lady Chargers only need 2 more points to close out this first set. Blocked by the Chargers, almost gets picked up, meet in the middle. Brownsville Hanna trying to send it back, and they do. Doesn't get blocked. That's gonna go to the Lady Eagles as they close in on their lead now, 19-23. Only down by. Serving for the Golden Eagles, I believe is number 9. That's gonna be Karina Cordova. As the Lady Chargers come with the hit, picked up by Hanna. They're just gonna send it over. And here come Chargers again with the setup. And that's gonna go to Veterans now at set point. The Lady Chargers. Brownsville Hanna looking to put some points on the board. Chargers with the setup now. With the attack, picked up by Hanna. Here's the setup again. Nearly blocked, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the return now. And it's gonna be in. And that'll close out the first set. Brownsville Veterans, 25-19 over Brownsville Hanna. We'll now go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we will get started on the second set. Stick with us here on RSO Network.
Then dance the night away with live music. Savor fresh seafood and discover unique food trucks and shop our charming boutiques. What are you waiting for? Escape the everyday at South Padre Island.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Your curiosity and critical thinking.
In athletics, students unleash their potential while diving into school spirit.
Creativity shines throughout our various fine arts programs.
Our career and technical education provides students with essential skills for the workforce.
With dual enrollment courses, students can earn college credits while still in high school.
Brownsville ISD.
One team.
One dream.
And we are back on the RSO Network here on the BISD channel. Brownsville veterans closing out the first set, winning 25-19 as we get set here for the second set. So officials making sure both teams have their respectable players on the court. Substitution from Brownsville Hanna. And away we go. And Lady Eagles up to serve. That's going to be number 12, Jolette Ocio. And here we are. Lady Chargers looking for the return. Get it over the net, picked up by Brownsville Hanna. Set up for the Eagles now for the return. Just going to send it over the net, and they do. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. Lobs it, but does go out of bounds. That'll give Brownsville Hanna the first point here in the second set. Lady Eagles now up to serve. And an ace by number 12, Jolette Ocio. And in comes the serve again. And picked up by the Lady Chargers. And a nice attack. That'll give Brownsville veterans their first point here in the second set. And a substitution now being made for Brownsville veterans. And away we go with the serve, picked up by Brownsville Hanna. A big lob, just gonna have them send it over the net, and they do. Lady Chargers now with the setup, and in! A great hit by the Lady Chargers. That was number 22, Destiny Bose. Tie game here now in the second set, 2 apiece. Gets it over the net, picked up by the Golden Eagles. Here's the setup, and a great hit by number 9 from Brownsville Hanna, Karina Cordova. And that'll put the Eagles back up 3-2. And here we are with the next serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Fake setup, picked up by Brownsville Hanna. As the Chargers look to bounce back again, picked up by Brownsville Hanna. Here's the setup now. Quickly sends it over the net from the Chargers. Eagles again with the hit, and picked up by the Chargers. And they're going to call a carry here. I believe the point's going to go to Brownsville Hanna. Four to 2 now is the score. And doesn't get the serve over. Brownsville veterans with the point. And substitutions being made. 4-3 now. Brownsville Hanna in the lead. As the Lady Chargers look to bounce back and get themselves back in the lead. In comes the serve. Does get over the net and in for the Lady Chargers. And that'll tie the game now, 4 apiece. Serving for the Lady Chargers is number 12. That's going to be Itzel Parra for the Lady Chargers. And an ace for Itzel as the Lady Eagles fail to recover on the set. Serving now for the Lady Chargers. And an ace again. Lady Chargers up 6-4 now. That's going to force Coach Hageman and the Lady Eagles to call timeout. 6-4 is your score. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
And we are back on the RSO Network. That's going to go out of bounds as Brownsville Veterans extend their lead now, and they will be up 7-4. Lady Chargers, I believe, are on a 4 or 5 point run. Still serving for the Lady Chargers. Failed to convert on the return there. Brownsville Veterans 8-4. And still serving, sorry about that earlier, still serving number 12, Itzel Parra, for the Lady Chargers, who now extend their lead. Serve does go out, and that'll end their streak there. Brownsville Hanna will get themselves back on the board. Substitution now being made for Brownsville Hanna. And the Eagles now up to serve. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the return. Fail to return the hit, and that'll go to Brownsville Veterans. Some early miscues now coming from the Brownsville Hanna side, as number 13, Marilyn Betran, is up next to serve for the Lady Chargers. They do touch the net. That's going to go to Brownsville Hanna. And they're now down just by 3 points. Serving for the Golden Eagles, that's going to be number 6, Melissa Gallardo. In comes the serve, gets it over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Get the return, picked up by Hanna. And here's the set. Picked up by the Chargers. Here they come with the return. Get it over the net, and they do. Brownsville Hanna now with the return. Gets blocked, but picked up by Hanna. As they make the other return again. Fail to block it, but gets picked up. They're just going to send it over the net. They do. Fake setup. Almost goes out of bounds, but picked up by Hanna. They're just going to lob this over. They do. Lady Chargers now with a chance for the setup. Here's the attack. Met in the middle. Brownsville Hanna now with the return. And they're just going to lob it over the net. They do. Picked up by Brownsville Veterans. Veterans now with the return. They do get the block, and that's going to go to Brownsville Hanna. A great sequence there will now put the Lady Golden Eagles now down by 2. Still serving for Hanna, number 8, Sol Guzman. As the Lady Chargers look to send it off, get it over the net, picked up by Hanna. Hanna now with the return, picked up by Brownsville Veterans. Blocked and recovered by Brownsville Veterans. Are able to send it over the net and gives Hanna a chance for the return. Blocked, picked up by Hanna, quickly sends it back, and it goes back to Hanna. Here's the setup yet again. Picked up by the Chargers, and now they're gonna send it back. Gets tipped by the Hanna line, and here come the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles send it over the net, picked up by Veterans. Here we go with the return. Picked up by Hanna. That's gonna go out of bounds. Point goes to the Lady Chargers. And a substitution now being made for Brownsville Hanna. Seems like the last hit got the face of number 2 from Hanna. She looks to be okay. Good sportsmanship there from the veteran side. And we'll keep playing on. Veterans now with the serve, picked up by Hanna. Gets it over the net. No, they fail to convert. Brownsville Veterans with the point again. Here's the setup now for Hanna. They don't communicate the hits. Brownsville Veterans extend their lead now, 12-7. Substitution now being made for Brownsville Hanna. In comes number 17, Carlos Soto. As the Lady Chargers still serving. Hanna now looking for a chance to return it. They do. Quickly sent back by the Chargers. As Hanna still gets it up in the air. Do get the lob over. Lady Chargers now looking for the return. And they do. Hanna with a chance to send it back for the point. Picked up by the Chargers. They're just going to send it over. Nice awareness from the front line there. Brownsville Hanna with the hit, picked up by the Chargers as they get set for their return now. Blocked by Hanna, picked up quickly by the Lady Chargers. And we are going to keep going on a good sequence here. Brownsville Hanna now with the return, picked up by the Chargers. Veterans with the return, and in. Another great sequence from both sides, as Brownsville Veterans will go away with the point. Energy now coming through from both sides as they send the ball over the net, and they do, picked up by the Lady Chargers. And I believe the Hanna defender did touch the net. That's going to go to Brownsville Veterans. 14-7 is the score as Coach Hagman and the Lady Eagles will call their second timeout here in the second set. And we'll be back here in just a minute on the Real Sports Live Network.
Fumble recovered by the Cardinals.
Your fiber, this is our home. Take a look at what we do.
Back on the RSO network as the Lady Chargers did serve. That's going to go out of bounds from the Golden Eagles, and that point will go to the Lady Chargers. They now have a 15-7 lead as they look to extend it. They don't get that serve over the net. That's going to go to Brownsville Hanna now. And that'll put them down by 7. Hanna now up to serve. Does get over the net, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. The attack, picked up by Hanna as they get set for the return. Number 7 with the hit, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Fake setup, gets it through, and point for the Lady Chargers. Brownsville Veterans now with an 8-point lead here in the second set. Substitutions being made on both sides. And serving for the Lady Chargers, number 14, Miranda Lerma. As Brownsville Hanna looking to find a way to get themselves back on the board. Lobs it over the net, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. Picked up by Hanna. As Hanna now with the return. Gets it over the net as the Lady Chargers pick it up. Here comes the return. Nearly blocked. Brownsville Hanna's going to go back, and they get it over the net. And here comes the setup for the Chargers now. Does get the roll over the net and in. Brownsville Veterans putting on a clinic here as they now have a 9-point lead here in the second set. Chargers now with the set. And an ace for the Lady Chargers, number 14, Miranda Lerma, to give the Lady Chargers a 10-point lead now. Chargers now with another serve. Lady Eagles pick it up this time. Chargers gonna lob it quickly over the net. As Brownsville Hanna now looks to send it over. Picked up by the Chargers. Here they come with the set. And the attack pick up by Hanna. Hanna now with the return. Doesn't get the lob they like. They're just gonna send it over the net for Brownsville Hanna now. Golden Eagles with the return. Just sends it over, picked up by the Chargers. Here comes the hit, picked up by Hanna again. Hanna now with a chance to return. Picked up by the Lady Chargers, and they're gonna send it over. Nice defensive stop there on the veteran side. As Hanna sends it over the net again. Give Veterans a fix hit, and in. Brownsville Veterans are on fire, and they're not stopping. Play was made by number 7, Sofia Saiz. And Veterans with a double-digit lead now. The serve gets in. An ace for the Lady Chargers. 20-8 now is your score. Serving for the Lady Chargers still Miranda Lerma. And if I'm not mistaken, this is now a 5, maybe 6-point run now for the Lady Chargers as they look to extend their lead. In comes the serve, picked up by Hanna. Hanna with the return, that's gonna go out of bounds. And Brownsville Veterans now only needing 4 more to close out this second set. Veterans now with the serve, picked up by Brownsville Hanna. Here's the setup. Lobs it over, but it goes out yet again. Lady Chargers now only needing 3 to close out the second set. In comes the serve, picked up by the Golden Eagles. Here's the setup. Nearly misses it, doesn't get the return. Brownsville Hanna put themselves back on the board. Substitution now for Lady Eagles. As number 8 and 9 come in, that's going to be Sol Guzman and Karina Cordova for Brownsville Hanna. And number 6, Melissa Gallardo, also checking in for the Golden Eagles. Brownsville Hanna, a lot of ground to cover as they're now down by 13. Serving for the Golden Eagles, the libero number 2, Ale Segura. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup, and picked up by Hanna. The return now for the Golden Eagles. Chargers lob it over the blockers. Does get the point in. And Brownsville veterans, all gas, no break. Now just needing 2 to win the second set. Veterans with the serve. They don't get it over the net. Brownsville Hanna will get the point. And here come the Lady Eagles with the serve. Jess gets it over the net. Lady Chargers pick it up. They're just going to lob it over the net, and they do. Hanna now with the return. And a powerful hit. That's going to go to the Golden Eagles. Brownsville Hanna now down by 12. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. Gets blocked, but picked up by the Lady Chargers. Quick putback will give Hanna a chance to set it up here. As number 7 lobs it over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Give them a chance for the setup. Comes the hit, picked up by Hanna. Doesn't get it through the net, will go to Brownsville veterans. And they now have their set point here. Brownsville veterans now just needing 1 more point to close out the second set. In comes the serve, picked up by Hanna. Here's the setup, lob it over the net, they do. Picked up by veterans, here they come. Doesn't get blocked, point will go to veterans, and they will close out the second set, 25-11. Lady Chargers taking the second set. When we return from commercial break, we'll go to our third set. Stay with us here on the RSO Network.
AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
This summer, it's time to go outside and get some air. Explore a pirate ship. Or go horseback riding on the beach. And you can't forget about all the fun on the bay. South Padre Island has so much to do for the whole family. Book your summer getaway today. Visit SoPadre.com.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
And we are back on the RSO network here in the BISD channel as Brownsville Veterans closed out the second set 25-11. As Brownsville Hanna trying to shake things off and get ready for this third set. Both teams breaking out of the huddles as the Lady Chargers will be the first team to serve to start off this third set. Both teams motivating one another as we get set for this third set. Officials get everything underway, and here we come. Lady Chargers with the serve, picked up by the Lady Eagles. Here comes the setup, gets the lob over the net, and here come the Lady Chargers with the return. With a big hit, but will go out of bounds. Point will go to Brownsville Hanna. Here comes the serve. Lady Chargers don't get it through. Brownsville Hanna gets it now for the chance for the return. And in for Brownsville Hanna. Golden Eagles 2-0 lead early on in this third set. Serving for Brownsville Hanna, I believe, is number 1. That's going to be Stephanie Cruz. As the Lady Chargers look for a chance to get the ball through the net. Defender can't get it. Point for the Lady Chargers. Set up by Nayeli Mendez for the veteran side. Substitution now being made. Lady Chargers now with second time serving correction. As Brownsville Hanna sends it over the net quickly, and that'll go out of bounds on the attempted return there. And we have a tie score here now, 2 apiece. Lady Chargers now with the serve. Gets it over the net, picked up by the Eagles. Here comes the setup. And Lady Chargers now with a chance for the return. That's going to go too far, and that will give the Golden Eagles the point. Serving now for Brownsville Hanna, I believe is number 11. That's going to be Anali Cruz. And here comes the serve. Over the net, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here they go with the return, picked up by Hanna. Hanna now with the setup. Gets it over the net, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Nearly missed on the setup there. Get the return, and picked up by Hanna. Hanna gets it over the net, picked up by Brownsville Veterans. Veterans with the tack, and picked up again by the Golden Eagles. Hanna with the fake setup. Doesn't get over the net. Lady Chargers is going to send this one through, and doesn't go through. Hanna with the quick putback gives Veterans a chance to set up again. Veterans gets the defenders to block, but doesn't get their way, and that'll give Veterans a 3-3 tie game now. Substitution for Brownsville Hanna. In comes number 8, Sol Guzman now for Brownsville Hanna. And serving now for the Lady Chargers, number 13, libero Marilyn Beltran. Hanna not able to convert on the return there. That'll give Brownsville Veterans their first lead of the third set. Veterans now still with the serve. Gets it in, and an ace for the Lady Chargers. That'll put them up 5-3 now. Lady Chargers now with the serve. Doesn't get it picked up. Here's the return now. Doesn't get over the net. Lady Chargers with another point. Puts them up 6-3. Some miscues now coming from the Hanna side, as the Lady Chargers continue their streak of serving. Here we go now. Brownsville Hanna with the return. Doesn't get it inside. Brownsville Veterans 7-3. And here we go. Brownsville Veterans serving yet again on this third set. Picked up by the Golden Eagles. Hanna now with the return. Picked up by Veterans. Veterans now with the return. Gets picked up by Hanna as they look for the return now. That's going to go out of bounds. Point will go to Brownsville Veterans. Brownsville Hanna now. Oh, doesn't get the return. That's going to go to Hanna as the Eagles now only down by 4. Substitutions being made. And up to serve for Brownsville Hanna. That's going to be number 9, Karina Cordova. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's their setup. Failed to get over the net. Point goes to Brownsville Hanna. As Hanna's trying to get a substitution in, I don't think they'll get it, as the officials are looking to verify the positions for the next play. And the substitution will be made. In comes number 1, Stephanie Cruz for the Golden Eagles. As Karina Cordova still serving for Brownsville Hanna. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. And a nice attack from the Chargers will give Veterans the next point. Substitution being made on both sides now. In come the Lady Chargers, picked up by the Golden Eagles. They get it over the net. Lady Chargers with the setup now with the attack. They don't get the block through, and that'll give Veterans the other point now. 10-5 as they extend their lead. Coach Haven and the Golden Eagles will call a timeout here in this third set. We'll be back here shortly on the RSL Network.
There's no place like Sherryland ISD. Returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sherryland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
And we are back on the RSO Network. Lady Chargers with the serve as Lady Eagles quickly send it over the net. Give the Chargers a chance for the setup here with the attack. And in for the Lady Chargers. Hit was made by number 21, Haley Mejia. Serve's gonna go out of bounds. Great awareness by the Golden Eagles. Score is now gonna be 11-6. Substitution made on the Hanna side. In comes number 15, Maya Noriega. Golden Eagles now up to serve. Number 12, Joleto Seal with the serve. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. And picked up by Brownsville Hanna. Hanna now with the return. And in for the Lady Chargers. And that will extend their lead as substitutions being made now. Serving for the Chargers is number 14, Miranda Lerma. As the serve does go through over the net. Lady Chargers with the setup, or Lady Eagles with the setup, and picked up by Veterans. Veterans with the return now. Failed to get over the net. That point will go to Brownsville Hanna. Substitution for Brownsville Hanna. In comes number 11, Anali Cruz. Hanna now with the serve. Picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. The tag will force the Golden Eagles to go near the bench, but do get over the net. Picked up by the Chargers. And picked up by Hanna. Failed to get over the net. That's going to go to Brownsville Veterans. One of the Hanna players seem to be kind of slow getting up there. And substitution being made now on the veteran side. The injured Eagle, I believe, was Anali Cruz. She seems to be up and moving, as Coach Hagman will look to sub her out. Brownsville Veterans needing 12 more points to close out this third set and this matchup as they look to win the game here on a 3-0 set score. Serve goes out of bounds. Point will go to Brownsville Hanna, and the Eagles get themselves back on the board. Coming in for Brownsville Hanna is number 9, Karina Cordova. As the Eagles are now up to serve. Picked up by the Chargers. Veterans with the return. Doesn't get over the net. That'll go to Brownsville Hanna. Serving now for the Lady Eagles, number 2, Ale Segura. Serve goes over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Chargers now with the return. Gets blocked, but will go out of bounds. That point will go to Brownsville Veterans. Substitution being made for the Lady Chargers. And number 1, Lola Aguilar, is up to serve for Brownsville Veterans. In comes the serve, doesn't get over the net. Point will go to Brownsville Hanna. Substitution, in comes number 1 for Hanna, Stephanie Cruz. As the Lady Eagles continue to find a way to put themselves back on the board. In comes the serve, picked up by the Chargers. Here's the setup now for Veterans, picked up by Hanna. Eagles now with the return. Gets picked up by Veterans. Now for the return for the Chargers, picked up by Hanna, number 12, as the Eagles look to send it back off. Nearly gets blocked, doesn't go through. That'll go to Hanna, and they are closing in from the extended lead the Chargers are having. Hanna now continue to find a way to put themselves back. In comes the serve. Gets it over the net, picked up by the Chargers. Veterans with the hit, and in! Nicely placed by the Lady Chargers. That was number 7, Sofia Saiz, with the hit there. Chargers now with a 4-point lead, looking to find a way to extend the lead now. Serving for the Lady Chargers now, number 5, Eliana Rodriguez. In comes the serve, doesn't go over the net. Point will go to Brownsville Hanna. Hanna now only needing about 3 more points here to tie the game up and make this third set an interesting one. Hanna now with the serve, picked up by the Chargers. Here's the setup. The hit, and the hit is out of bounds, doesn't get touched. And point will go to Brownsville, Hanna. Serving for the Golden Eagles, number 7, Caitlin Flores. And it comes the serve, picked up by the Chargers. Here's the setup, gets it over the net, picked up by Hanna. Eagles now with the return, not able to get the block through. And now Hanna only down by 1 here in this third set. And the Eagles now building some momentum, trying to get themselves back in this game. Veterans with the return. Here's the setup. Misses the net. We have a tie game now, 15 apiece. And the Eagles have shifted momentum on their side of the court. Still serving for the Golden Eagles, number 7, Caitlin Flores. In comes the serve, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Here's the setup. Veterans with the hit. Do get it over, but quickly picked up by Hanna. Hanna now with the return. Tipped by the Lady Chargers. 1, 2, 3, they do get over the net. Hanna now with the return. Doesn't get the block, and point will go to Hanna. Hanna, once down by 5, now have the lead in this third set, 16-15. As Veterans maybe getting a bit too comfortable here in this third set, try to find a way to bounce back. Should maybe shift their mentality a little bit. Here comes the hit, and in! Great attack by number 7, Sofia Saiz. Will get themselves back to a tie game here. Up next to serve now for the Lady Chargers, number 13, Marilyn Beltran. In comes the serve, picked up by the Golden Eagles. Hanna with the putback, goes too far, and will give Brownsville Veterans the lead yet again. Serving. In comes the serve, and an ace for the Lady Chargers. Brownsville Veterans, 18-16. Here comes the serve again. Another ace by the Lady Chargers. Number 13, Marilyn Beltran, not holding back. As Coach Heyman and the Golden Eagles will call another timeout. 19-16 is your score, and we'll be back here shortly on the RSO Network.
South Padre Island. Enjoy endless activities for all ages. Then dance the night away with live music, savor fresh seafood, and discover unique food trucks and shop our charming boutiques. What are you waiting for? Escape the everyday at South Padre Island.
Back on the RSO Network, Lady Chargers still serving. And the tip does go out of bounds. Point will go to Brownsville, Hanna. And Hanna now only down by 2 in this third set. Hanna now with the serve, number 9, Karina Cordova. Serve goes too far, will go out of bounds, and will give Veterans the 20-17 lead. Serving now for the Chargers, number 7, Sofia Saiz. And Lady Chargers with the set. Picked up by the Chargers. Here's the setup now for the return. failed to get it through and in for the Lady Chargers. That was number 21, Haley Mejia, with the score. Chargers now only needing 4 to close out this game. Picked up by Hanna. Hanna now with the putback, doesn't get it through. That'll go to Veterans. 22-17 is your score now. Chargers now with the serve, quickly put it in. Hanna with the return, gets it over the net, picked up by the Lady Chargers. Chargers now with the return, and won't get it through for Hanna. And that'll give the point to Brownsville Veterans again, with a 6-point lead and only needing 2 left. In comes the serve again. Gets it over the net. Hanna with the setup. Failed to get over the net with the block from Veterans. They won't get it through, and Brownsville Veterans with the game point to close out this Saturday afternoon here in Brownsville. Lady Chargers with a powerful ace to seal the deal here. Brownsville Veterans with a great way to cap off this afternoon matchup, as Brownsville Veterans will close it out here at home with a 3-0 set victory over Brownsville Hanna. And that will extend the Veterans record to 2-0 in district play. Brownsville Hanna will be walking out with an 0-2 district record, as both teams look to get set for their next